Initially, the promo code and free shipping information is a little bit later, and then they try to move out a little bit. The promo code and free shipping details are closer to the top of the page, and then the improvement is like 77% improvement in click-through rate.
Okay, so for start, right, maybe you can tell me what is DXO.
The first thing that you want to deliver, you need to understand your users, right? Because if you don't understand them, you don't know what they want and what kind of experience that they want. Back then, we selling just bag. And then today, we have designer brand. And then all this brand is about creating experience. With digital marketers, you guys, I think everyone also has this experience that as cost is increasing. As the digital world becomes competitive, the brands actually need to differentiate themselves, deliver optimized or personalized experience for their user. So that is digital experience optimization. We see that a lot of websites are unoptimized. And then once you have all the basic foundations of the website, the site speed are all optimized. To deliver a good digital experience is a content personalization. Content is something that you can change out. Like for example, we have clients, they just make the copy of their call to actions button on the checkout page difference, and then they see an improvement of 12% in their revenue per visitors. So that is just one single campaign, making changes to the copy of the call to actions button, 12% increase in revenue per visitor. That is just one single campaign. It's very low effort and high impact. You already spend money on your ads, and then the traffic that comes into your website, you can really convert this traffic. So you are actually achieve more in terms of revenue with your existing traffic, with your existing ad spend. A lot of e-commerce brands are focusing on acquisition awareness. I think that is towards the traditional marketing. Imagine that if your end goal is to double your revenue, there are two paths to achieve your end goal. One is the traditional marketing, and then the other is the growth marketing. So the traditional marketing, traditionally, we will come up with one big single campaign, putting all our resources focus on this one single big campaign. Okay, there's one way, one path, one big single campaign, you can reach your goal. On the other hand, the growth marketing concept actually come from the lean startup methodology from the Silicon Valley, because they have limited startup, right? They have limited resources. They don't have that luxury of resources to run their one big single campaign. So they need to come up with this minimum viable product, right? So in growth marketing is minimum viable campaign to actually test using as minimal resources as possible to run experiments, see whether this idea works. This minimal campaign work. Even if the campaign is not working, at least you learn something, you get the insight, you have the learnings from that campaign, right? But the thing is that the traditional marketing, you put all your resources into it. And then if you win, I think you are a marketing genius. You get your pay raise, promotions. But if you lose, you don't get a second chance, and then you need your business to move on to the second campaign.
If I understand correctly, it's more like a methodology difference. When you talk about growth marketing, it means we do many campaigns that inform each other what we should do next. And you're comparing it with traditional marketing, which is you throw your total budget for this quarter into one big campaign and hope it works. So if I were to ask you, right, why are so many e-commerce businesses doing that traditional marketing thing and not this methodology yet? Is it because of awareness, or is it because of...
The thing here in Malaysia is, so like you mentioned, the lack of awareness is one thing. Also, just now, LiRou also mentioned about the company organization culture. Experimentation culture is a real thing, and it is almost non-existent here in Malaysia. So we do not like to be that adventurous. We want something that already works. I wouldn't call that lazy. It's just the lack of awareness. Perhaps in Malaysia here, we also have a much more top-down kind of approach when it comes to execution. The boss usually dictates what should the company do. Like we need to spend more money into ads because we want to double down on whatever. That's the problem, I would say.
So coming back to DXO, right? Digital Experience Optimization. For someone who's not familiar with the term, right? How would you say it differs from CRO, Conversion Rate Optimization?
CRO is actually part of the DXO suite. It involves a lot of things: content optimization, performance optimization, user interface, user research, and it's part of a bigger suite. And conversion rate optimization is just a byproduct of all this kind of effort.
Let's just imagine I'm an e-commerce brand today, right? and I sell maybe cameras. I am already hitting some certain revenue goals, and the way I market is based on seasons. So let's just say like, oh, it's Raya, so I come up with a Raya campaign. I throw some discounts. Then I look at, oh, maybe it's Deepavali, I throw another discount. How would you approach a business like mine, improve my revenue from the DXO standpoint?
So the number one thing that you should probably be looking at is the performance optimization, which tie back to your site speed.
So site speed, the number one problem that you see most of your clients having?
It is not most, but it is definitely a lot of them have this same issue.
Why is your site slow?
People actually don't know what they are doing a lot of the time. Like if you wanted to improve your conversion rates, people would just think, oh, maybe I just install a CRO plugin. This plugin can help me to increase my conversion rate. Maybe I should install this plugin or download this software, use this new software, everything just throw into the website. In the end, some software doesn't really work out that well, or maybe even slow down your website, and you may not even know what is happening, or you just totally forgot about you have installed this kind of software or tools on your website, and you just leave it there, and then you keep on adding more new plugins. So it's slowing down your website basically. It is a very common problem. The pain for us is also that there's also this frustration that's not only for our customers but also for us as well, because like our customers come to us trying to look for a software solution to help them to grow their software their business further. But then the problem is that if their website is fundamentally broken and it's very slow, then our software wouldn't be actually help them to do that.
You need to find a developer, somebody to go and help.
If your website is slow, it's fundamentally a leaky bucket problem. You have a leaky bucket. No matter how many visitors that go into a website, it would just all flow out. So I would say this is number one thing that most websites should really go through on your site speed.
Do you have a case study where a client took his site speed and improved it and then saw a revenue increase?
Yes, definitely. According to Google, if your website is slow, just 1 second delay on your website, it will impact 7% of missed revenue over your entire business.
What's the benchmark?
Under 3 seconds. 1-2 seconds is the best lab, but if your website is over 3 seconds, people wouldn't be sticking around to try to wait. Like imagine if you go to like an e-commerce store, right? You want to search for something, page 1, page 2, page 3, and every single page that you'll find, every single page, right? So it's actually a huge pain, and I personally have experienced that. Google hate it. Google penalize your website. So in the end, your SEO would go down, your user experience would go down, your conversion rates would go down, and then you know what goes up? Your customer acquisition cost, because you would spend a lot more money to acquire the same amount of revenue.
What about the second one?
First thing first, you can optimize your store to create a call to action copy that is more relevant to the context. Like for example, we have clients. It's a designer brand called Stradberry, based in the UK. By testing the different call to action copy from the original shop now to a new copy, Discover Summer Essentials, they have an improvement of around 60% in their click-through rate. So there's one way that you can actually A/B testing. We have another user, they just make the changes on their buttons color. They saw a improvement in the conversions rate coming from the Facebook traffic. By running A/B testing, if you don't get an improvement, if the campaign is failed, when you deep dive into the analysis, we call it post-audience analysis, you can actually find that even if this variant doesn't work for the overall audience, if you can find a specific segment, you see an improvement for that specific segment, is your personalization campaign.
I think it has to do with psychology. So there's less cognitive load when the whole process looks near the same, right? Like natively looks the same, right? And that's why I think when it comes to advertising also, native advertising works much better than out-of-the-box advertising sometimes. So once they onboard on your platform, right, what's the first thing they normally test for e-commerce businesses?
Generally speaking, for e-commerce, right, you can focus on high traffic pages, a bestseller product page. Normally you see that maybe the product title, product description, and then the other direction is the page closer to money, checkout page. What they are making changes are basically very simple change. Like I mentioned, the product description copy, and then call to actions copy on the checkout page, or even the call to action copy on the product description PDP page. Some are also testing just moving promo code, free shipping. Initially, the promo code and free shipping information is a little bit later, and then they try to move out a little bit the promo code and free shipping details are closer to the top of the page. And then the improvement is like 77% improvement. in click-through rate.
So when it comes to best practice, like can you share maybe 5 best practice for e-commerce businesses, right? But at the same time, they should also test it out on their own and to see whether the hypothesis is true or not. So what are some 5 best practice?
So one case study that actually coming from our own experiment, we actually see a massive gain from one of our A/B test experiment. We highly recommend this to anyone that's listening. Basically just adding testimonial, newsletter, sign up form or whatnot. With that alone, we actually see a 55% improvement over 200 new startup in a month. So 55% without the testimonial, our sign-up form is actually converting at 40%. And with the testimonial alone, we see a jump from 40% up to 60%, which is crazy.
I like that because in our conference, right on the first section, we put up some, not really testimonials, but basically the remarks of the past conference goers, right? We will send a survey, they will say some things, and we screenshot that from the Typeform data, and then we put up there on our page. And I think that helped our conversions. Testimonials is still social proof, right? What's another one?
We saw clients or mobile optimizations that actually make their search bar sticky the moments that user land on the page. So there's this original page. They have a search button. So when you click on the search button, then the search bar will pop out and then they can start searching, right? And then the new decides that the moments that user lands on the mobile page, the search bar is already there and then it's sticky. No matter how many scrolls, it's sticky. They think that this way will make the mobile navigations easier for the user. This is in terms of the user experience design, right? This is also one of the best practices that many have suggested for e-commerce.
So I'm going to end with one last question to you, right? What do you wish most e-commerce businesses in Malaysia should do?
Be more experimentation, try out new things. The most innovative companies that we see, right, is that they are very always trying out new things 24/7, test after test after test, keep on looking for ways to squeeze out every single opportunities for you to improve your conversion rates. Run more experiment. That's the way to go.
Me myself as a consumer, right? I would really appreciate a personalized experience on the online store. Like for example, if I buy this thing, maybe you push me some voucher for the related product, this kind of thing. So the store is personalized to my needs, and then I can just add on other things that I want, and then I can buy it at one time.
But doing personalization is not easy, right? It's tough.
Actually, it's not that tough. Like one funny story, right? So my personal experience on personalization. One day I scroll on Instagram and I found that there's this advertisement about alcoholic Guinness ice cream. So I see, this is something that's very interesting. So I click onto it. I go to the website and there's nothing about the Guinness ice cream that I'm looking at from the ads. So I need to scroll all the way and find it. So it took me like 3 to 4 pages before I found the Guinness ice cream. Since you're already doing like a very specific ads on a product, then you should send your users to a very specific personalized page. To add on to that, right? So like with A/B testing or whatnot, you can also do like personalization when you are targeting at ads. Like we marketers, we also do a lot of ads, different search terms, and ultimately we'll always send the user to the homepage, generic page. So with that, you can actually also, based on the search term and based on what people are click into, you can personalize your page based on that search term alone. That is also something that you can do, and it's not very hard.
I think the one that I'm like the one person that I use and feel impressed by is like, I can't remember which brand, which website this is, right? But I went there, hey, user from Kuala Lumpur or something like that. I was like, okay. And then when I go to Penang and do it again, hi Penang, something like that, So it tracks me by my IP, I think.
Yeah, by IP, it's not very hard to do. It's something that you can just, actually can just do it in 5 minutes with what we call the dynamic text keywords. Just do that.
Yeah. Then there's one other experience as well. Like I click a link from, I think it's like a Tim Ferriss long time ago, Tim Ferriss podcast or something. So he has a special link, right? That goes to the same page, right? But when I click there, hi Tim Ferriss fans, and then there's a special offer for me. So great, right? But if you go to the same page from a different source, right? Then it's just a regular page, right? So I think we are talking about the personalization, right? Yeah. So I feel like that gives us the wow factor, then you kind of lean in and want to do more, right? So yeah, I think that's something that e-commerce businesses should explore more. Got it. Anything else to add?
No, I think that's
All good, huh? That's good talking to you.